So come to sitting cross-legged, cross the legs at the center of the shins. Roll the front thighs in, broaden the backs of the thighs and the pelvic floor. Draw the sacrum in and up. Lift and roll the upper arm bones back. Firm the shoulder blades on the back. Tailbone forward, sides of the waist back. Observe the ribs are over the hips and not pushing forward. Draw the chin in a little and lift the base of the skull up. You can also think of lifting the sides of the body up and the ribs directly up and the skull, top of the skull directly up. So there's this effortless lift of the torso. As you ground down into your seat and pause for a few breaths, draw your hands back enough so that your elbows are under your shoulders. And that will help maybe give you a little bit more lift in that reversi in your armpit chest. Back of the armpit to the front of the armpit up, inner edge of the shoulder blades down. Lift the chest a little more, Kim, a little more. Yeah. And try to maintain that, taking the upper arm bones a little more back, firm the shoulder blades on the back. Pull your hands back a little more. Yeah. Breathe through the nose. Let your eyes be soft and let your gaze look down and let your eyelids close 3/4 of the way or all the way. Try not to pull the chin in too much. So you don't close the front of the throat. Soften the front of the throat. Keep the ears over the shoulders and observe your breath in the tips of your nostrils. And in the nasal passages, right and left. Feel the hairs in the nose swirling as you breathe, telling your nervous system to relax. As you slow the breath, you relax the nervous system. Imagine you're smelling something delicious at the back of your throat, like the scent of a rose in the early morning dew. Open up the back of the nasal passages. Let the breath come in easily and freely. Maybe you can feel the breath moving in the sinus cavities in your face, temples, cheeks, forehead. Drop down into the windpipe in your throat, which is called the trachea. And then down from your throat into your chest cavity, and then out into your lungs, right and left. Can you feel the breath moving in your lungs? As you inhale, the diaphragm moves down about 1 inch and the lower ribs flare out like the wings of a bird to create space. The belly moves out a little, and then as you exhale, the belly moves in, the diaphragm releases back up under the ribs. Inhaling, the diaphragm moves down, the belly moves out, the lower ribs flare out, and then the side ribs, like bucket handles, move out to the side and up, including the back ribs. And as you exhale, all that releases. 60% of our lung capacity is in the back of the body. Inhale, the diaphragm moves down, the belly moves out, the lower ribs flare, the side ribs and back ribs, upper back and upper chest for the 3-part breath. And as you exhale, all that releases. Remember, the first lung is above the clavicles. The first rib. And the lungs go all the way up there. Touch your index finger and thumb together, whether your palms are up or down. Let your Let your other fingers just relax. Pull the elbows a little back, Stephen. Pull your arms a little, Let your arms just rest. Good. Lengthen your breath. So you're inhaling for about 5 seconds and exhaling for 5 to 7 seconds. Okay, and then we'll do our opening chant. We'll Om and Shanti together, and we'll do the rest call and response. So take your hands into Namaste Mudra, the prayer position, and then seal, if you look at my hands, seal your fingers and thumbs all the way together, like that, right? And then press the root of your thumb at your wrist to the bottom of your sternum, right? And then lift that top to bottom and turn your fingers to point directly up. So the whole side of your thumb is pressing against your sternum. Lift your upper arm bones a little more. And then roll the shoulders back. Find your shoulder blades and firm them onto your back. Seal them on the back. Seal the back ribs and shoulder blades together. Tailbone forward, sides of the waist back. Press your palms together firmly. Turn your fingers all the way up. Even more, Susan, even more, even more. Yep, that's that much. Lift a little higher. Yeah, with your hands. Good. Press your palms firmly, Stephen. At the root. Yep. Shoulders back. Upper arm bones back. Shoulder blades firm. Waist a little firm. Okay. Now we'll begin. Inhale deeply. Keep pressing firmly. Sahana vavatu. Sahanau bunaktu. Sahaviryam. Karavavahai. Tejasvi. Navaditam. Astuma. Vidvishavahai. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Take a deeper breath, lift your heart and bow your head and release your hands to your thighs and pause there for a few moments, releasing the muscles at the back of the neck and the base of the skull. Soften and hollow the front of the throat. So when you take your head down, rather than engaging the muscles at the front of the throat, find the trachea, the windpipe, and draw it back towards the back of the neck and also the sides of the throat. So you're moving the spine in the neck into the skin at the back of your neck. Release your head down, curl the tip of the chin in, and even as you do that, soften and hollow the front of the throat. Lift the center of the body, lift the sides of the body, maintain the mudra, index finger and thumb touching. So now you have Jalandhara Bandha, the throat seal. Head is down. Yep, head is down, chest is up. Throat is soft and hollow. Yes, back of the neck is releasing. So your head can come down more as possible, Robin. Just just let it fall. So from the base of the neck, you let the head come down, which is at the top of the shoulders. Yeah, that's it. Just like in bridge or shoulder stand. Margie, you can let your head come down more if possible. Keep going from the base of the neck. Just let your head fall. Yes, that much. And soften and fall even more. Yes, good. Upper arm bones back. Eyes closed. Inhale, curl up the back of your neck and then draw your chin straight back. Lift the base of the skull up in the crown. So your ears are over your shoulders, shoulders over your hips. Raise your gaze, but keep your eyes closed. Move your eyes and your gaze to the back of your head. And drop down to the back of your heart and then down to the seat. And stay rooted in your seat and have a sense of yourself emanating from your heart space and keep your head peaceful and calm and non-reactive as much as possible. And then let your eyelids gently float open. So we have the tamas, which is the earth element and water in the hips and legs. Rajas is the fire and air element in the torso, passion and movement. And sattva is the ether element and the mind, which ideally is calm and peaceful and sattvic, right? So that's the goal. Passionate and open in the heart, and active in the torso, where all the action is constantly happening in the body, right? Rooted and grounded, peaceful and calm, passionate and active, and loving and kind. Okay, so now we will do our seated twist. So go ahead and extend your legs and massage down your legs and up and down. So you massage up and down, in and out, or top. And then you can circle the knee joints. You can circle the ankle joints. You can do the feet a little. You can circle around the hips. Okay. And then we'll change the cross. So when you cross your leg, do what you just normally do, and then change the cross. Roll the front thighs in, broaden the back thighs and the pelvic floor. Draw the sacrum in and up, root the outer hips down, lift the sides of the body up without pushing the ribs forward. Draw the chin back a little. Interlace your fingers, turn your palms from your elbows, extend your pinkies up and down, and then inhale, take your arms up. Squeeze your elbows in and lift the sides of the body up from your outer hips to your armpits. So keep your inner thighs releasing. Don't lift your legs. Root your hips. Yeah. And lift the ribs directly up. Yeah. And from the lift of the ribs, let the shoulder blades rise up. Let the collarbones rise up. That's your wings. They rise up. Now, armpits towards each other, triceps towards each other. Firm elbows, turn the pinkies back, thumbs forward. Squeeze. Good. Take a breath. And then as you exhale, undo, float your arms down. So don't twist. Just float your arms down. Yeah. then 5-part twist to your right. Bring your left hand to your right knee, right hand behind you. Keep your chin in line with your chest. Pull your elbows apart. Draw your ribs back a little and sort of drop into your left hip and see that you're in the center of your pelvic floor. If you need support for your legs, because we'll be here for a bit, you can always take that. Pull your elbows apart and keep your chin in line with your chest. And don't twist. Just be in this, because you put your hands here, there's a bit of a twist, but don't actively twist right now. Instead, lengthen directly up your ribs, your crown, your spine, your central channel, the Shumna Nadi, which is in your spinal column area. Take a breath, and then as you exhale, twist from your belly button, skin and flesh around your spine, from your diaphragm around your spine. So your spine doesn't twist much in the lower part, but your organs and everything twist quite a lot around that. Okay. Now draw your left knee back so your left hip is grounded and you're in the center of your pelvic floor. Not to push your back ribs into your front ribs and your front ribs forward. So draw your front ribs back towards your back ribs, Robin, any amount. More. So your front ribs, sorry, towards your back ribs. Yes, more like that. So here's your front ribs and here's your back, right? So that so that we're not shoving there. That's the idea. Good. Pull your elbows apart. Once again, inhale, lengthen directly up. And then as you exhale, and you should get a millimeter of length every time. As you exhale, you bring your right ribs into your spine and left ribs away from your spine. So that's the thoracic spine, so the rib cage. That's the deepest part of the twist in your torso, right? In your spine. So go ahead and turn a lot from there. Then once again, left knee to left hip, center of the pelvic floor, elbows out, not to push the ribs. Inhale, lift up directly, straight up, yes. And then as you exhale, pull with the hand on the knee, press with the hand on the ground, and take your shoulders deeper into the twist. Draw your ears straight back over your shoulders, level your chin and gaze. Take a breath, pull your left hip back, lift up directly. And then as you exhale, chin back a little, so your ears are over your shoulders. Just gently turn your head. Don't force your neck. Level your chin, draw it back a little. Inhale, you lengthen up. Exhale, take your eyes now, and then everything can go a little deeper into the twist. And then you inhale, exhale, and gently release and come back to the center. Okay, good. And then you're going to do your forward bend. Yes. Yes. Yeah. That's how we all are, Robin. It's totally fine. No, you don't want to harden, right? You don't want to harden. You want to hollow. No, you don't want to be pushing out. You don't want to be pulling it. It should be soft and drawn back and up and under. Yeah, it's not hard though. It's hollow. That's the thing to remember because we only know how to harden. So what you want to do is hollow and spread and lift the rib cage. That's called Uddiyana, and that's always the case. And just about everything, including forward bending. Okay, and that does take many decades to accomplish, especially if you're really keyed into the hard body situation. Okay, so check your chin, be on your fingertips, or on the block. And then you go forward. So you can do that way, but we're going to do the side to side, so that's going to get a little awkward. Yeah, but you'll see, Susan. And then you walk up halfway. Walk over to your left knee, everyone. One hand on either side of the left knee. Now, don't go into the forward bend right away. So you could do it from the whole thing from Virasana, just like that if you want. Go over your left knee, though. Yeah. And then you root your outer right hip down and lift the torso. Don't overshoot the knee. So always look at your knee. So your nose and knee stay in the same. And also, you're trying to turn your belly button around your spine. And this is the thing that I think is hard for everyone to accomplish, right? But you're turning this part of your waist around your spine. Your spine will turn a little, and that's okay, right? And turn your ribs. So then you're going in the direction of that knee, and then you go over that way. And root your outer right hip and thigh down, and bring your right ribs around towards the front as you go down in the direction of your left knee. Yes. And you can do that in Virasana. Yeah. Don't overturn your head, Stephen. Yeah. Keep going in that direction. Walk your hands more forward. Mm-hmm. Push yourself, push. So with your hands, you push down into the ground, just like you would do in down dog, and forward into the fingers, and push your right hip back, even as you turn your torso and ribs and come over your left knee. Now you come up halfway. And Susan, if you want, also you can extend one leg. Remember, like we did? Yeah. Okay, so now you're going to walk in between and then go over to your right knee. Okay. Don't go too far, like go less far, right? And stay there longer, because remember, the idea is to release. So then you push into your left hip, lift and turn your abdomen. Don't go forward just yet. Stay high. Look at me. Look, everybody. Look how high I am. Walk your hands more back towards your knee. Walk your hands more back and widen your hands more to the outer edge of both of your shoulders. So you have space for your what? Your chest, right? That's it. Now you lift and you turn from your waist, and then you turn from your ribs, right? Otherwise, you're just going to do it from your head and overshoot your knee, right? And not turn your ribs either. Then you go slowly. Go slowly. And push your left buttock back. So you get more length on your left lower back. Can you feel that? Length on the left lower back. Yeah. Don't overturn your head. So you can walk your hands a little more to the right, Kim. Yes. And turn your head back to the left. So you're right over your knee. There you go. And look down towards your knee. Okay. Yes. Beautiful. And then you come up halfway, come back to the middle, and then you can go down in the middle again. And you should become easier to go down. It would probably be beneficial, Susan, for you to sit on a blanket because your knees are quite high, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's good. But still, you can see how your knees are like here, right? So that means there's engagement happening in your groin, right? So you're trying to release that. Yes, wider hands, Kim, so that your hands are to the outer edges of your shoulders. So you have space for your collarbones and chest. Now stay there and look at me. Squeeze your elbows in. Yeah, head down. And then you can walk your hands more forwards. Keep your arms like down dog. Yeah. Yes, better. And don't overextend your thumbs, but do spread your fingers and push down into the base knuckles of your fingers and firm your elbows in and up and tuck your chin more towards your chest, more towards your more. Now lift your ears straight up to the ceiling. Draw the sides of the throat up. Yes, and tuck your chin again without dropping your head. Lift the back of the neck and tuck the chin and tuck the chin and tuck the chin. Yes. So release the occiput, the base of the skull, away from the top of the neck. Good. Now pull your waist in and walk yourself up. Good. So what we're trying to get is lengthen the spine, right? And the head is heavy. It's like 15 pounds, maybe 12 pounds, right? So it's going to do this and then round your spine here. So you want to get length, and that means this part moves in. If you're moving it out, you're shortening. If you're moving it in, you're lengthening. And in your lower back, you want to curl your tailbone under a little because your lower back already naturally goes in. To get it longer, you want to move it out a little. Right? It's not like we're trying to get rid of our natural curves, but what we tend to do as we get older is go more into our natural curves, in the lower back, out in the upper back. Not everybody, that's, it's a generalization. But so what you're trying to do is get this extension from tail to head, even as you go down. Okay. Yes, Susan, see that and do that. Okay, good. So then you extend your legs. Now you can give a little more vigorous with this part. Yeah. And don't do it on the bone, of course. Do it on the flesh. Outer legs, inner legs. Yep. You can do the groin too. liking the outer hips and the buttocks? Yes. And the belly and ribs? Yes. Why not? Good. Okay. So then we'll repeat with the other cross. So we had changed the cross to the opposite cross, right? Now we're back to our comfortable cross. Yahoo! Okay. Then when you take your interlace, change the interlace, turn the palms. Take the arms up. Squeeze the elbows in, spread the palms well, draw the sides of the waist back, not to push the ribs forward, right? And then take the armpits and the triceps towards each other. So the upper edge of the shoulder blades broaden and they come around to the front. Yeah. Yeah. So it's this and then this and then this and up. Yeah. Squeeze the triceps in towards the head. Squeeze the armpits in. Okay. Good. And then you release. And then right hand to the left knee, left hand behind. Keep your chin in line with your chest. Don't turn just yet. Drop the right hip down, outer right knee to outer right hip. Lift the rib cage directly up off the hips so you have more space between your hips and ribs. And then turn the waist, the organs, and the muscles and flesh around the spine. Don't think I have to do it from that area. Just think go from there. Just like go. Yeah, just go as much as you can. Now, your left hand turns out, right hand holds the knee. Draw the right knee back to the right hip, be in the center of the pelvic floor. Lift directly up. Get more space between the hips and ribs. And now the rib cage. So the right ribs come away from the spine, the left ribs move into the spine, and this is your thoracic spine. T1 through 12. T12 is at the bottom of the ribs. T1 is right under C7. There's a lot of twist there. Turn it. Go ahead and turn it. Yeah. And then draw the right knee back to the right hip. Be on the center of the pelvic floor. Pull your elbows apart. Inhale, lift the ribs directly up off the waist. And then exhale, turn from the upper back and shoulders. Pulling with the hand on the knee. Press with the hand behind and turn your upper back and shoulders deeper in. Keep your chin still in line with your chest. Stephen, turn your head back. Yep, there you go. And lean towards your left hip more, Stephen. So you're in the center of your pelvis. There you go. Pull the elbows out. Inhale, lengthen directly up. Draw the chin directly back, ears over the shoulders. And then gently turn the head. And once again, assess your posture. Lift up, exhale, and turn your eyes. And then turn everything a little deeper in to the twist. Bring your right shoulder around to the front. Pull your right elbow out, Stephen. Bend your right elbow and bring your right shoulder around to, no, the other way. Keep going. Yes, keep going. Bend your elbow, pull your elbow out. Yes. Left shoulder back and down. Yes. Now we're getting there. Good. And then gently unwind. Okay, so we think that we have that. So the right, so which shoulder is it that this shoulder has to stay like this, right? No, incorrect. Then you can't go into the twist, right? You have to let this shoulder come around and shoulder blade come around, right? This shoulder blade goes into the spine. This shoulder blade comes away from the spine. In order, so that's how somatics ideally will help you, right? So like if you're trying to get around to the front and something's restricting you, it's this in the back that's restricting you, right? So that's what we have to use our awareness for. Now we come into the forward bend. Start on the fingertips, take the tailbone towards the pubic bone and up the front of the spine. So you get length in the lower back, and then move the thoracic spine in and then draw the chin in towards the notch at the clavicles. Yes. And then you go forward. And then at some point, if you're really low, you can let your head drop, right? If you're laying down on your thighs, yes, Margie, you can let your head come down. Yeah. And even Robin is there. Although it would probably be good for you to lift your head, Robin, and tuck your chin and lift your head and tuck your chin. Now stay there and move your sternum towards your chin. Yes. And use your hands. Push into your hands to push your buttocks back towards the mat, towards the blankets, and curl the tail up. Yeah. So kind of find those, squeeze the elbows in and up. Yeah. Okay. And then come up halfway. And now you're going to walk to your right knee. One hand on either side of the right knee. Drop the left hip down. Lift and turn from your waist and ribs. The lift helps you get the turn, especially in that between the ribs and hip space. And then you go in that direction and push down and forward with your hands and fingers. Squeeze your elbows in and up. Broaden your shoulder blades. Take your shoulders away from your ears, Robin. Shoulder blades away. Yes. And tuck your chin more. Yeah. And then draw the sides of the throat up and find the base of your skull. Take it away from the, yes. Good. And then breathe into your back ribs. Remember, 60% of the capacity is back there. And then you're going to come up halfway, go through center, and go to the other knee, right? So lift and turn and go in the direction of the knee and root the right sitting bone down and turn right ribs around. Yep. Yeah. Good. See how you get, well, one side is easier than the other, but also you're getting lower each time, right? Yeah. Good. That's it. Don't overturn your head, Stephen. Yes. But do lift your rib cage up and move your ribs over. Yes. And walk your hands a little more in that direction. And then return your head to look at your knee and go that way down. And then you come up halfway and come back to center. And still tailbone forward, sides of the waist back, which is a hollow. So Robin, look here for a second. So this is happening in you, right? So you want to draw the waist back a little so you get more length here. And then the upper thoracic in. Yes. 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 Tailbone forward. Yes. Push back. Yes. And the most important thing is always to feel it in your body, right? Because once you experience it in your body, then you have it. Then it's yours to use again and again. And then draw the sides of the waist in and clear yourself up. And go ahead and extend your legs again and loosen up your legs. We'll do the wrist stretches, which I neglected on Wednesday. Stretches that you can do, okay? That aren't so bad. So you can use a blanket to sit on, right? You're going to sit on if you like, but you don't have to. So you're going to sit on your heels with your legs wide in Virasana. Yeah, and if you should sit on a soft blanket, you may do so. If you like a little pain, like I do, then you don't have to, because I know it's pain leaving the body. It's not pain coming in, and this is so important to know the difference of, because we think all pain is bad, which it's not that we want to experience pain. But I was thinking of Eddie teaching his 80-something-year-old mother how to do Kapalabhati, and so she had to do one and then like walk around and relax. And or she was like, ow, ow. Or she's like, are you feeling pain? Or is it like a stretch, like she didn't know the difference, right? So you do have to, sort of be mindful about these things. But see now, like whatever I was feeling in the tops of my feet has gone because it was tight and stiff and now it isn't, right? So that's the kind of thing to be mindful of. But a sharp pain where you shouldn't go there, that's the different thing. You do not want to do that because that's avoiding future pain. That's an important thing. And avoiding future pain is sometimes feeling a little discomfort now, right? So that you avoid future pain of totally getting locked up in your joints and so on. Okay, so now you lean forward and spread your palms well, straighten your elbows, and then you lift up. And as you lift up, you're going to get a little stretch in your wrists, right? Now sit back down. So the closer you get, the harder it is. So if you go further away, right? Now, Robin, you can go further even maybe and widen your, yeah. Now straighten your elbows all the way, lock your elbows. And when you lock your elbows, you firm around your elbow joint here. Yes, so that's the bottom of your tricep. That's what straightens your elbow. So really grip there. Yeah, and then draw the shoulder blades down the back, not up, and draw the sides of the waist back, tailbone forward, and then you can come up. So you come up. Yes, like that. Straight elbows, Robin. Straight elbows. Yes. Straight elbows all the way. Squeeze your elbows in. Yes. And then you sit back, right? So then maybe, you can go a little bit back. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, straight elbows, Stephen. Yeah, so bring your hands a little more forward. More forward. Wider apart. Good. Yeah, now squeeze your elbows in. Yes, there you go. And then you can go forward. Yeah. Okay. And also, Kim, I would say go forward more. Yeah, and widen your hands more. And don't widen your thumbs more. Yes. Outer edge of the thumbs, inner edge of the fingers. Roll to the inner edge of all your fingers and index finger mount. Push here, push here. Yes. Squeeze your elbows in towards each other and then lift up. Pull your waist in. Lift up. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So I say you should go even more forward, Kim. Yeah. Yeah. You're straight. Yeah. So what you're doing is engaging that part, right? And then releasing, right? So then you can have more freedom of movement, ideally. Okay. Yes. So easy for Margie, right? So she's very close in. Yeah. Easy for me. But if you're bending your elbows, then you have to go more forward, right? And straighten your elbows and widen your hands. Yeah. Okay. And also, Kim, so what you want to look at is all your fingers, okay? So you want all the knuckles of all the fingers down, and you want to roll to the inner edge of each finger so that the finger knuckles point straight up. So you're not rolling to the outer edge of each finger. The thumb, however, is very different. So you're on the outer edge of your thumb, and your thumb knuckles are straight too. And don't overspread your pinkies and thumbs, but overspread any amount, your base knuckles of your index, middle, and ring finger. That's like the ball mound of your foot. That's the ball mound of your hand. And so everybody sit back on your heels for a moment. And just put your hands forward, keeping your buttocks down, right? So Robin, maybe take the blanket back so that your hands, the hands are not on the blanket. No, the blanket, the one your hands are on. Yeah. You just move your body forward. There you go. Yeah, so your hands can snuggle into the mat better. So now it's like I was sort of trying to get you to experience in the other thing too. Turn your hand a little more out, Kim, so your wrist creases point straight ahead. Do you know where that is? Right there. See, it's still turning in. Turn your left wrist out more. Now your wrist crease is more straight ahead. Do not spread your thumbs so much. Bring your thumbs more in. Yeah. Now find your index finger mounds and roll to the press down there. Do you know where that is? Yes. And then the middle finger and the ring finger. Those three. Now firm your elbows in. Squeeze your elbows in towards each other and up. So you're lifting up at your base knuckles of your index fingers. You have to push down there, both sides. Roll to the thumb side of your hand and push down. Stay there and breathe. Yes. This is so important. It's like basic stuff that gets lost, right? This is where you have to push. That's like the ball mound of your foot. Yes, that. And this has to squeeze in. See that? Yes. And push. Yes. Okay. Don't worry about your elbow joints. Okay. What you want to do is straighten your elbows and roll your upper arm bones this way as you squeeze in. And up. Yes. You could go a little bed a little more.
Everybody, you're telling everybody.
Not you. Yes, that's it. Okay, so look at your hands and see. You can look at your, and because you want to give some attention to them. And instead of pushing into your wrist, push forward off your wrist into your hands and fingers. Yes. So even as you're pushing here and lifting up here, this doesn't come off the ground. This stays on the ground. The wrist stays on the ground, but the weight is coming off the wrist and forward. Yeah, it's like you're bench pressing the floor away from you, and then you're trying to even out all your fingers. Yes. Yes, that's down dog also. Okay, come down and rest. Come on. Come on. Okay, so this you can do for the rest of your life. And it's the same in your feet and ankles, right? Because these are your roots of your hands, and these are the roots of your legs, right? And they get all gnarly, right? So Teresa always used to say, when the blanket is all like in a kerfuffle, you don't go for the middle to even it out. You go for the edges, even out the edges, and that helps even out everything else. Okay, so these get dry and tight and gnarly and no blood flow and all that stuff. So it's really important. I'm actually really obsessed on it right now because I'm doing this practice with this yoga book called I forget the name of it right now, but it's like a Kundalini practice, but not from Yogi Bhajan, different Kundalini, and it's all wrist stuff and hand stuff. Very interesting because it all goes to the heart also. Very important for the heart. Okay, two more. We won't obsess on them as long, but these. So you're gonna have your buttocks up, your wrists forward, and then actually you start more back between your knees, and then you sit back. Okay. Bring your hands quite close in and have your blanket to sit back on, or you won't go all the way back, right? So then you can start to move those more forward. That's it. Widen your knees, Robin, and then bring your hands way back in between your knees. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Now you try to sit back. Okay, and stay there. If you're, you can stay where it's like, okay, about right there. And then maybe you can sit all the way back at some point, keeping your hands there, right? Straight elbows. Grip your elbow always for the rest of your life. When you straighten your arm, you have to grip your, it's just like straightening your knees, gripping the bottom of your, yes, here it's the tricep. That's what straightens. But you can't win over a tight muscle. So if your bicep is constantly contracted, it's like those guys who do this all the time and then they can't straighten their arm anymore because this is over contracted. So it's that system of ropes and pulleys. So as you straighten your elbow, what do you have to release? Your bicep. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And then the next one is this way. So the backs of the hands are down. And again, you start with your hands further back, right? That's easier. Oh, and go slow. Oh, that left one, especially. You sit back eventually. Yeah. And then maybe you bring them a little forward. Yeah. Now you're stretching the forearm. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. And when do we stretch our forearms? Never. And we use our arms and hands and wrists and fingers so much all the time. And our hands, human beings have hands, have built all the stuff on this planet that, wasn't here because of nature, right? I mean, a lot of stuff, good and terrible, and in between. So, we don't honor and have gratitude and respect and like take care of these guys. So anyway, so now you might want to just sit on your heels in Vajrasana, and you can just circle your wrists a little with one hand and then the other. Warm that up. Yeah. So your palms are really, these are minor chakras in your hands called Hasta chakra. Everyone has healing hands. And you'll feel how hot they are in there. Use that heat and circle your wrists with the palm of the other hand. Yeah. That's your own healing energy. Yeah. And then we'll do this one, which is nice for your wrists, which just comes from shadow yoga. Now you interlace your fingers, but keep your fingers soft and hands soft and wrists soft. And look, and your fists are more or less in line with your eyes. And see, as I bend one wrist, the elbows slide up and down, both elbows, and then you go in circles. So the elbows are sliding up and down. Both elbows are sliding up and down. And then go the other way. Remember to be soft and go in your own rhythm. Yeah. And then you can turn your hands out, reach your arms up, release, take your arms behind, lift your shoulders up, and then roll your shoulders back, squeeze your shoulder blades together and extend your arms back. Lift your chest up, tailbone forward, sides of the waist back. Good. Chin up, Susan, and ears back a little. Good. And then release. And let's do that one more time. You're going to change your interlace behind you. And then lift your shoulders and take your reverse C in your armpit chest, elbows still bent. And then when you extend the arms, it's straight back, not down. Roll the shoulder blades together. Tailbone forward, sides of the waist back. Go ahead and let your head come back, arch back a little. Yeah. And then bring back your head back to neutral and pull your arms and shoulders down. And then release. Okay. So those are kind of fun. Not too terrible. Okay. So 11:43. Yes. So it's your Superman muscles. What are these called again? Lats. These are your lats. Yeah. So I find, because I do a lot of massage, women are especially tight there, I think, on the left for whatever reason. I guess that's a stabilizing arm while you do everything else with the right arm. So it gets stuck in that position. So it's your lats. Oftentimes it's the lats. So that's opening the armpit, chest, and the ribs. So not trying to, because your arm is attached to your body right here. There's a little bone attachment somewhere in here. And that's it. It's a very unstable joint, So whenever you move your arm, you want to move from your wings, which is your collarbone and your pecs, right? Your shoulder blade, which has 21 muscular attachments, right? So it doesn't stay glued, although it does because all those muscles get tight, right? It's especially hard to find the infraspinatus, which are the muscles on top of the shoulder blade, just under the skin. Very hard to find those. But all those so your shoulder blades should go up and down. They should go out to the side and in. And they go this way and this way. Plus, you can go this way and that way a little, right? So it's a lot of movement. It's a wing. So you want to be always moving from there. Okay, let us come off the legs. And, oh, wait, let's do Baddha Konasana with the block. That'll be nice. Okay, sit in Baddha Konasana. I forgot that. I have all these big ideas. You get lost in translation. So go right to Baddha Konasana, sitting as high as you need to. Just have your block handy. And think about, so when you bend your knee, even when you don't bend your knee, but don't do it, because I do that in massage also, I'll squeeze the knee together and give a little turn. There's a little turn in these the leg bones, which allow you to do cross-legged sitting. But most of us who don't do it all the time, like I do, then those get stuck and they don't move, right? But when you bend your knees, those you can turn. So you can turn not just your thighs, but your lower leg. So when you turn your lower legs, you turn your ankle and your foot too. You can allow your ankle and your foot to turn open. Yes. Now bring your hands behind you so you can use your support and think about widening your pelvic floor and then your inner thighs to your inner knees. And then wrap around and draw your outer knees into your outer hips. Draw your sacrum in and up and lift the center and lift the sides of the body up. Lift the armpit chest up. Yeah. Good. So I would suggest sit on the bolster. It's softer, it has more give and more support, right? You're not going to fall off. And then if need be, you can use a block behind you for your hands. Draw your sacrum in and up and lean forward, Kim. Lean forward and lift your chest up any amount. Yes. Good. Okay. Now you're going to take your block and put it in between so the skinny edge is on the floor. Okay. And then see if you can open your feet. So you're hugging the block with the outer edges of the feet instead of the whole sole of the foot. Yep. Good. And bring your hands behind. Yes. Good. So you're opening your pelvic floor, extending from your inner knee and taking the outer leg into the outer hip, keeping the buttocks broad, the pelvic floor broad. Try not to lean back there in your pelvis, Kim. So lift the top rim of your sacrum up towards your head side and in and forward. Yeah, and lift your chest any amount up. Yes, good. That's it. And then the femur bones are externally rotating in the hip socket, so you're turning them out. You can imagine someone's doing something like this for you, pulling down here. Yep, good. And then you move your feet a little wider and take the block flat. And open the pelvic floor, base of the pelvis in between the thighs, inner thighs to inner knees to outer hips. Turn the legs, turn the lower legs, turn the feet, turn the ankles. And if it's too much, Susan, you can just extend one leg. Yeah. Good, Kim. Keep lifting your sacrum. Don't fall back. So draw it in and up. Yes, yes. Good, you got the bolster there. You can use fists. Bring it all the way close to you if you want to use your fist. Now lift your chest up. Lift your chest high as you can. Higher than your shoulders. Chest. Yes. Good. All right. Now, one more. Is this? You can't go as close. That's okay. You're widening your pelvic floor, though, aren't you? Remember that when we do the 5 floor poses and you're doing it yourself, right? And you hook the feet and pull the knees apart. So that's an isometric contraction because you're engaging and widening. Here, you're not engaging. You're just widening. And everyone's pelvic floor gets tight. Everyone's squeezing down there all the time. I mean, how often are we doing something like this? Very rare, right? Good. All right, and then you can release and then bring your feet together and feel how easy is that now? How easy. Isn't that pleasant? Yeah. So you can see how this translates into sitting, right? Sukhasana, easy pose, right? And also Lota. And also Utthita and Supta to the side, right? And tree pose and Janu Shirshasana. So many things. Good. All right. And go ahead and extend your leg. All right. And then you can give a little treatment to your legs. So now you will take the skinny edge of your mat to the wall and have a blanket for your head if needed, a rolled up blanket for your hips. Everyone will use that. So it will be like this. And you'll have that to your right. And then when you pull the skinny edge of your mat to the wall, make sure everybody has a little space. Robin, do you need to move over one or is that enough? Okay. So then Marty will move in probably a little. And then you want to have a hook on either side of your mat and have a belt. So this is Supta Padangusthasana. We might do number 4. We'll see. We'll do the twist. I don't know if we'll do the hip one. We might. So let us see. Let us see how we go. Okay, so you're going to wedge in, right? Okay, I'll show you. And if you know, you can just go ahead and do. The first thing is to have your knees, bent a little bit and your feet flat on the wall. And then you can pull down the mat a little. You can lift your head. But when you do this, your pants will pull down, your shirt will start to choke you, but it's pulling your shoulder blades and your buttocks down, tailbone up the front of the spine. So your hips are more, you don't have your forward tilt, it's more backward tilt. And then you can enjoy this for a few breaths. This is a great Tadasana, right? Your ears are over your shoulders, are over your hips, your ribs are over your hips, knees, ankles. And then you're going to take the one knee into the chest without hiking the hip up, right? And when you do it, you have to release the muscles in the back. So your lower back flattens and the top of the hip moves down and the sitting bone moves up along the back of the knee towards the back of the thigh. As you take the knee to chest and then you press the whole back of the left leg down and you try to keep both sitting bones pointing evenly down towards your foot. Move the left foot a little out to the side, okay? You'll do that on both legs. First, right leg. So first wedge in, okay? And then take your right knee to chest without hiking your hip up. Good. And try to get the whole back of your left leg down. Morgie, you might want to have a blanket under your head just for comfort and because there's a lot of space there. I see it from your window. So just flat blanket and a tiny roll under your neck just for comfort and ease. Yeah. We might as well take it. I mean, we're not getting any younger, man. I mean, I'm not. I don't know about you. So now think about your left leg and press the root of the left leg down. Morgie and Lena. Yeah, so that I can't see any space under there. Best you can. Best you can. Right? Yes. Good. So your left leg is engaged. Your right leg is disengaged as much as possible. And that's confusing, but beneficial for your brain. So most of your brain is to move your body and sense and feel and perceive. And we are completely embodied. So, so let us, really explore our physicality here. Yes. And let there be release. And then you can maybe go closer to the knee and compress, you can kind of explore. Yeah. And as you're able, there also without here. Yeah. Good. Good. Very good. Yeah. And Kim, I'm going to give you my special foot press. Everyone here knows I won't balance on one leg though. Here. You have that to be grateful for. There you go. And you can kind of start to release that. Yeah. Good. Keep this down. Keep this down. Good. Relax this foot when you're here because this is totally relaxed. This is, well, you're holding, you're not really relaxed in your arms, but your hip flexors and everything, and you're compressing, and this stays here. Push this into the wall and press this down. Go a little out to the side here. Press this down. I'll give you my foot press. This is here, and then this goes here. Okay, tuck your chin a little. Yeah, keep your head centered. You're a little off. Yes, there you go. And keep this. Yes. Rolling in and down. So don't over engage here because that's going to pop everything up. Good. Change leg. Re-wedge, potentially. I personally love a re-wedge. You might like that too. And if you want to take off your glasses, you can do that. You don't have to.
So it's sort of more on the inside.
Yeah, inside of the whole leg, not just the foot. Yeah, but yes, they're connected, absolutely. And what happens here is this totally relaxes. And look here, open your eyes for a sec. So it's flattened, right? So you release what's gripping here, and let it go this way. So this can travel. Otherwise, you can't move it because this isn't letting go. Yes. This can go a little here. This can go a little down. So you're staying in Supta Tadasana as effortlessly as possible. Okay. Tuck your chin a little. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Do you like it? Tell me. Do you hate it or do you like it? Or is it, yeah. I love this. I could do this all day, every day. So pay attention to your bits. Move this out a little for you. It's better here, a little further. Yeah. And make sure this is coming. Yeah, there you go. Right? Because it was stuck there.
Right.
Yeah, and it's habit. Yeah. Relax your foot there, Kim. Yeah. Don't flex it. We do that in the active class, but not now. We're not doing that now. Okay. So here is this has to release where my foot is. And so your inner thigh has to go down towards the floor. Yes. And then this has to relax. And then breathe. Don't hold your breath. So you're allowing your hips to roll back that way. Yes. Then this guy has a chance. Yes. Good. Okay. Those at the wall. Keep those at the wall. Push. Yes. Good. Good.
This leg, but then relax.
So take it, don't grip it up. And so it's again, it's like hollowing the abdomen instead of pushing it up like a fist or sucking it in like a fist. It's spread it out. Spread it out. So right here, disengage. When they,
Which one? That one.
right when
Okay.
they here. It is impossible. Okay. So it's finding that right amount of effort and ease. Yeah. Yeah. Right? 50%. Yes. So what are you're over engaging a lot of places. You tend to over engage in general. So so back off to 50% and try from there. Okay. Release, re-wedge, redo on the right. Bend your knee and have your belt handy, but don't put it on yet. Just bend your knee all the way into your chest. Just repeat exactly what you did before. Take a couple of breaths. Enjoy that. Bring your knee a little more in if you can, Robin, towards the midline. Yes, there you go. And the lower leg out to the side a little. No, your right lower leg, sorry. That, yes, and keep your knee in. Yes, so that's straight. Yes. I know. Well, so you can also look sometimes, yeah. So then put the belt on and put the belt on your heel. So you can push out through your heel and straighten your leg and push the root of the right thigh away from you. And as you do that, the left leg will drop into the hip socket a little bit more. And you want to be at perpendicular at most. Left foot is all the way down to the ground, Kim. Yeah. And slide your hands down until your elbows and release the death grip with your fingers. Remember, your poor little fingers have to do everything. So they don't have to do everything now. Use your waist more, sink your waist down and roll your hips back towards flatten and firm your leg and lift your leg up. Yeah, there you go. Tuck your chin down and relax your throat. Yeah, good, good. Oh, yes, I can do that for anyone who would like. Yeah. So, and the way to do it is you kind of point your foot, seesaw the belt down, and then flex. Yeah. Yeah. And then bring your elbows more in. Yes. And you can adjust your hands where they are. Maybe turn the hands the other way or something. So it's more effortless with your hands. So you also, right? You want to find as much effortlessness as possible. Yeah. Good. Yep. And if it's comfortable for you, Margie, you can go a little more that way. Yeah, a little more that way.
That's right. Sorry.
Oh, okay, okay. All right. Push up through your heel more. Yeah, and grip your knee more. And then push this away from you with all your might. Yes. And then you'll find a way to ideally do that. So I think you need to use more here. Thinking here more, probably. But then back off to if it's too much. And move this a little out and draw this leg up more towards the hip socket. Yes, and that'll help that fall down also. Okay, anyway, you'll explore that, okay? Change legs. So now relax your right leg and bend your knee to chest. And I'm gonna get you a different belt. And then after you've, and go ahead, bend your knee. And when you're holding with your two hands, what do you need to release that you engaged to, huh? You know? No, but yes. But what did you engage to bend your knee? Hip flexors. Where are they, Stephen? Point to them. No, that's incorrect. This is your hip flexor here, right? All these muscles are still engaging. So once you're holding your leg, release these. And you have to release these too. Yeah. Good. Change leg. Yes, that's right. Yep, that's right. And the left leg is busy doing the opposite. It's busy releasing while the other one's busy engaging. So that's why it's like Sudoku for your brain. Yeah. And then once you really start to feel that in your body, it starts to come, right? Like, oh, you finally learned how to balance on a bicycle or whatever it is, it'll come. And then you'll put the belt, here you go, Steve, around the heel. And then, yeah, elbows all the way down. Good. That's it. And move your bottom leg just a little out to the side because most of us need a little more space for the pelvic floor, right? Okay. Push here. There you go. Straight here. Push. There you go. Be there. Elbows in more, shoulder blades down more. Shoulders down. Yes. And waist down from your waist. Yes. Breathe into your top chest. Good. That's better. Good. So you have, so Stephen, one hand on each side of the belt, elbows down on the ground. Good. Chin down. Elbows all the way into the side, shoulder blades down the back. Root the outer edge of the upper arms down, like you're in Tadasana. Armpit chest up, waist down, ribs a little down. Now your heel here, right here. Push, like you're pushing a shovel into the earth. Firm your kneecap, open the back of your knee and push. Don't pull your foot down so much, just push your heel. Yes, now push this away. This here. Move this out a little and draw this leg up into the hip socket as this leg rolls down. And as you take it up, this stays down. Yeah, here, not this. The smiling hip crease, not that. Yeah. 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 Okay. Push this away. Push this away. 6 inches. 6 inches. 6 more. Yes. You got that from the hook. There you go. And draw this leg up to help you. Yes. And sink the waist. Yes, of course. Yeah. Good. Bend the knee and release. Yeah. If ever you're like, I'm done here, just, bend your knee and release. Okay. You try not to run screaming from the room just yet. So then change legs, bend your right knee, re-wedge. It's always good to re-wedge. Now you're going to have your rolled up blanket near your right hip. Okay. But then take your left knee to, right knee to chest. Then you're going to hug your knee, deflate the leg. Then you're going to put the belt around the ball of the foot, not the heel this time. And just be in Supta 1 first. Just be in Supta 1 first. And once everyone's together in Supta 1, which is the 2 hands on either side of the belt, elbows down, move your left leg out to the side, little Stephen. And then you draw this leg up as you roll this hip, relax a little. Yeah, down. Okay. And sink the waist. So try to find your 50% of effort too. Okay. Tuck your chin a little. Now, when you put the belt on the ball of the foot, it's up a little on the big toe mound, down a little on the pinky toe side of the ball mound of the foot. It's like this ball mound of your hand. Spread those bones and push up into the belt. Yes. Especially the inner foot. Extend from your inner groin to your inner knee to your inner foot and lift your inner foot higher and draw your outer foot down to your outer knee to your outer hip. Then 50% of your effort, you lift your leg up into the belt and then take it closer to the head side. Yes. Yeah. You can do that several times, right? Lift it up and take it closer to the head side. Then you're going to reach up with your right hand, or you can actually reach up with your left hand to start. And then you're going to take the leg a little across Sorry. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah. And then you tuck this under your hip, the blanket. And when you tuck it under, you want it to go a little bit out on the hip side and in on so you angle it down and in. And then you switch hands and you try to get your leg at least perpendicular, if not higher. Okay. Ideally higher than the hip. And then you go out to the side. Now move your left foot before you go out to the side. Move your left foot out a foot away. So it's wider than you normally would. Yeah. And then widen both inner thighs to both inner knees to both inner feet and maintain firmness on your left side as you slowly open the space between your inner thigh and your pelvic floor. And then when you get to your point, you can bend your elbow. Now, is this supporting you or do you need more height? Well, it's just under the flesh of your buttocks. Does it need more height? Well, let's try a little higher and see if that's more helpful. Try it out. I think that's a little more helpful. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Good. So that, because you want to stay here for a little while. Yeah. You can bring your left arm out to the side, palm up or down. Yep. And then you can, so you want to try to get a little higher if you can. There you go. There you go. Now bend your elbow, slide your elbow. So your elbows come, yes, you have to release the death grip with that. Yes. Now move this out a little. Yes. You have a little more space in between. Yeah. Inner thighs to inner feet. Yeah. Keep that foot up. Yeah. Good. And move your rib cage a little to the left and your head and your shoulders and your ribs, everything to the left. Yeah. Yeah. You kind of made a C curve on this side. Yeah. There you go. Now you're more straight. Okay. It'd be hard to find with all this stuff going on. There you go. Don't go as low. Try to get your foot higher than your hip, not your leg down to the ground. Okay. Yeah. And actually, I forgot to mention, you could turn your whole foot down towards the ground, turn your toes down, that you can relax a little and turn your leg and your whole hip in the hip socket. Then you readjust your foot. Okay, I'll do that next time before we go down. So this is why you have this here. Okay, so you don't roll. Okay, eventually you have to use your own muscles for that. Yeah. And you turn, you're still turning your hips and waist a little and your ribs a little.
Shove the blanket over.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
My leg.
yeah. So go this way a little. Yeah. Yeah. So you can always adjust. If you're there and you realize you need to adjust. Yeah, that looks so much better. Yeah. Okay. And then when you feel like you've reached your comfortable limit. Yeah. Yeah, good. Yeah, that's good. You can always use instructions if they work for you. And if they don't, please discard them. Okay. So don't do everything that I say if it's not for you and you know it, don't do it. Okay. That's you have to learn because teachers, you can't always know exactly what everyone's doing and everyone needs something different. So now re-wedge, find that center line, take your left knee to the chest and take a breath or two. No rush. Yeah. And then you take the belt around the ball of your left foot. Remember, up on the big toe mound, down on the pinky toe mound, and stay there and swoop to one. Slide both hands down, elbows on the ground, and try to get straight up perpendicular. And push the ball mound of the foot now up into the belt rather than the heel up, right? So you're extending the front of the leg a bit more. Move your right leg already a little out to the side and draw the right leg up into the hip socket as you roll that outer left hip and thigh down, right? So that it doesn't hike up, right? Because that shortens your lower back, okay? Now, you push the ball of the foot up into the belt. Don't overdo the death grip. Lift the leg up out of the hip socket and take it a little closer to the head side. And you can do that several times because you want to get your leg ideally higher than perpendicular. Then you're going to take both sides of the belt in the right hand, take the leg across, tuck the blanket under your hip, little down on the, and you want it more on the flesh than on the bone, down on the sit bone side. Change hands. Now, before you go out to the side, extend your right arm out to the side, palm down. Yeah, move your right leg out on the other side of that hook. Yeah. Extend from both inner groins to, don't go yet, just extend from both inner groins to both inner knees to both inner feet. Turn your left foot out and leg and hip all the way. So you can get that external rotation and roll that outer left hip down. And then slowly open up your inner groin to your inner knee to your inner foot on your left and take your leg out to the side. And then you slide your elbow down. And then you adjust your foot to neutral. Yeah. Yeah. Good. You okay there? Yeah. I forgot to mention that because Matt's been having us do that in class, which is really nice. So, yeah. What? Yeah, before you go out to the side, if you turn the leg, even as you go, it'll right itself, the foot, generally speaking. Yeah, so the inner thighs tend to get tight. Why? How often do we stretch them and how often do we squeeze them together, right? So, yeah. So stretching means, remember always to try to remember that it's much better to hold a very almost nothing stretch for longer. Because why? Because the bodies then it won't be in an emergency and come back stronger into a tighter bunch. But it's like, oh, you want me to go that way? Okay, I have to let go of holding on. And I didn't know that's what you wanted out of me after all these years of holding on, right? So that's a slow opening. Okay, good. Inhale, come up, push, pull, bend the knee to chest. So if you know your inner thighs are tight and you could be causing all kinds of other problems for you, I recommend you do some of these on a regular basis. Yeah. Okay. Very good. Couple of breaths. Then we will do the other ones because we have some time. So, what are the other ones? So it's a twist, but we're going to do the twist 2 times. So the first time we do the twist, so you're going to wedge in, bend your right knee to chest, and then you're going to take the belt around the ball of your foot, right? And then push the ball of the foot up. So for this one, you want to be at perpendicular or less, okay? Then, so you can go ahead and begin. And then you're going to take both sides of the belt in the left hand. You can extend the right arm out to the side, palm up or down, and then you're going to go across your body. Now, when you go across, don't just collapse. And also keep your right hip down and your right buttock down, I should say. And your left leg is in Tadasana. So it's more like Parivrita Trikonasana, lying down. You're not going all the way across, right? And lift the inner right thigh up off the left leg as you're able. Okay, so that's the pose. It's a gentle twist. Just hold it if you can with strength. Yeah. You could. I mean, I don't think so. I think it's better if you just push pull, don't you think? Because it's too far away from the ground. It's not going to be helpful. Yeah. So back off a little more this way. Yeah. And then split at the knee. So from your outer knee, draw back into your outer hip and also extend into your outer foot and open that outer leg line. Yes. Yes. Maybe you could bend your elbow, rest your elbow down. Would be okay. Press here and keep this leg in Tadasana, turn the inner leg more down. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Yes. Good. Yeah, that's a nice one. Yeah. So from your outer knee, Kim, push into your outer heel. Open up that outer leg. And from your outer knee, retract. Yes, retract this way and extend this way. Split that knee. Yes, yes. Don't push there. No. Don't overdo that. It's more to open the knee. Yeah. This also. Don't hike your hip up. There you go. Okay, now inhale, come up, push, pull, bend the knee. Take a rest. We bend the knee so that we relax all that engagement. And then change legs. Yeah, so that it's not about pushing your right hip down, but you do want to keep your left hip from hiking up, shortening your waist, your lower back. Okay. So first hug the knee, take a breath, relax the leg, deflate. Then take the belt around the ball of the foot and extend. Go to a little less than perpendicular. Straighten the knee. Yeah. Go, Lena, can you put the belt higher up on, that's the sole of your foot. Put the belt on the ball of the foot. That's the big toe mound knuckle at the base and the pinky toe. Yeah, even high, yes. So now you can push those bones of your foot knuckles into the belt. So you point your foot a little bit more, Lena. Point, yes. Point your foot a little more and push, push. Yeah. So you're pushing into the belt rather than pulling back so much. Now you hold with your your right hand and push your leg away from you a little bit more and reach up as high as you can towards your foot with your left hand, Lena. Reach your right arm up, right arm up. Bring your right hand as high as you can towards your foot. So your arm is straight, Lena. Straighten your right arm. Go higher. No. Yes. Now firm your left knee. Push your left knee away from you. Yes. Keep doing that. Don't stop. Keep that knee straight and lock it. Yes. That's it. Now you go across and you can lower your leg a little bit away from your torso. Now stay there. Stay there, Lena. Slide your hand down a little. So your shoulder's on the ground, your right arm shoulder. Yes. But keep your arm active and straight. Don't let your elbow rest. So there's a tension between your leg and arm, kind of like we do in the, yes, like that. And press your left hip and thigh down so your hip doesn't hike up. Yeah. And just be there. That's it. That's it. So it's not like super intense, right? Or it might be. I don't know. So if you're very tight in your outer leg, it might be. So you remember you split the knee, right? And you push out into your heel and you can go a little higher. Yeah, reach your hand up higher towards the foot. Extend that left arm out to the side and go. Yes. So your hip can come up a little. It's okay. Okay, good. Straight knee. Yeah. Okay. Okay, good. And then come up. Bend your knee. Hug your knee to chest. Don't hike your hip up. Drop your outer left hip down and hike your right hip up so your hips are square. Now your hips are square. I know. So that's why you have to practice this, because you don't realize your patterns, because that's what patterns are. They're like in the unconscious mind. We have to slightly bring them into the subconscious and then the conscious. Yeah. Good. Now change legs. We repeat on the right, but this time you're going to take the belt, around your right leg, and then you can, sort of wedge in, bend your left knee, lift your hip, move over to the right. Then you extend your left leg again. You're going to come to the outside edge of your left hip and foot and bring your right leg all the way across. Here, it's good if you have a block or two even to rest your foot on, right? Because you don't want to fall down. We want to keep, and then you're splitting the leg and turning in a twist here, right? This is like Utthita on the wall. Your leg goes across your body. Change your arms, Robin. Yeah. Bend your left knee. Lift your hips. Did you move already? Yeah. Now roll to the outside edge of your left. Yeah. There you go. All the way to the outside edge of your left foot. The bottom foot. Yeah. Like that. There you go. I'll adjust your support if needed. Yeah. Move your bottom foot towards me more. Yeah. There you go. And as you do that, push the thigh back, not the foot, that thigh, the root of the thigh. Yes. Like you're standing. That's it. Now, turn your extended arm, your right arm, shoulder up. Yeah. And then turn your ribs and your chest and your waist, upper waist, to the right as your lower waist and leg go to the left. Yes. And keep your head just directly facing up. And open up this right pec. The tight pec. The right pec is the tight pec for most of us. Left arm. Yeah, it's a twist. Yeah. It's a twist. And this is turned all the way. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that feels really good.
The foot is sideways, all the way to the outside edge of the foot. Push into the wall with this foot. Sorry, you're on the hook there. Actually, you could move a little your hips that way. Yeah, there you go. And then this arm just a little down and take the shoulder down. Yeah, and turn the ribs and the upper waist, even as the lower waist goes with the hip. And the head stays centered, just straight up. So you don't turn that. Yeah. Otherwise, you only turn that and nothing else is conscious. Everything else becomes unconscious. Push this thigh back. Yeah. Push this heel towards the wall. Yeah. Good. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Can you go higher? I'd like to get you higher.
Oh,
That, okay? Okay. Good. Stay there. Can you lift this elbow high as the shoulder? Left elbow. Yes. And then turn your hand the other way, palm up. Yes. You can adjust where you're holding. And then this arm, palm up. And you go this way. Yes.
yeah.
Okay. Move this way a little more. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So it's as if you're standing and doing this. Right.
Yes.
Okay. So, you know, we would do it on the wall, but there's no time. Okay. Come back up. Bend your knee, and Margie too. Better to do this because otherwise their groins collapse down, right? So if you're doing this standing, you're not going all the way over here, right? You're going just to there. So that's what you want to replicate lying down, right?
Parallel floor, basically.
Yes, and you can do that with your strength, but since it's restorative and we're teaching ourselves how to do it, you can do the support, but you can still lift this up and press this back, right? You can still have a little action there to separate the pelvic floor a little. Okay, so we'll do the other side. That's it. That'll be the last one. We won't do the hip one. You'll be happy to know. The fourth one is this. Yeah. Yeah, it's a whole different ball of wax anyway. Yes. So remember for this one, before you go to the side, you're going to bend your right leg, bring your foot flat on the ground. So Lena, yeah, that's it. Bring it more close to your buttocks, your right foot. Bring your right foot. Yeah, now push into your right foot, lift your hips, move your hips to the left about 6 inches. Not your shoulder, just lift your hips. And so you're going to be more on the outer edge of your right hip. Now you extend your right leg and you're going to turn your right leg all the way to the side as you go into the twist. You're going to hold the belt with your left hand, extend your right arm out to the side. Change hands. Change hands, Lena. Hold with just yeah, that right hand holds the belt, left hand extends out to the side. There you go. Now, when you go across, just push your leg away from you, Lena. It's too close to your head side. Yeah, straighten your knee completely. Yeah, keep your leg, it's like in line with your hip, no higher than your hip. Now, roll over onto your right hip all the way. Roll to the outside edge of your right foot. Turn your right foot, Lena, the one on the wall. Turn the one, yes, that's it. Now, ideally, you have support there for your right foot, like a couple of blocks, not your hip, your foot, your right foot. Yeah. If you had like a bolster, put your bolster under it. Yes. Or your block up on high. You don't have to, but it's nice to have that support. Morgie, if you can you roll more over? Can you turn more? Can you get more? Yes. That's better. Good. Yes, Lena. The block's too low. Just never mind the block. You'd want it on the highest height. Yeah. There you go, Stephen. You got it. Good. So you can see how this is like your vitamins, people. Daily vitamins. I mean, because really this will affect your torso, everything. You're walking, you're sitting, you're whatever. Okay. I love these. I used to do these every day before Ashtanga. Yes, because it changed my whole, and after sitting at a desk job for so many years, it destroyed my body. And I did this to regain my body from that, you know? So you don't have to do like sun salutations or whatever. You can just do something like this and have a regular practice of this, you know, for a while. Because when you do something over and over and over, it changes you, right? It does, changes you. So this way. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Okay. And then when you're ready, you come back out. Yes. Bend your knee, hug your knee to chest. Yeah. Good. Now you have two blocks. We're going to do an active, well, it's not exactly an active bridge, but a kind of a stronger bridge and then a softer bridge. Okay. So the active, stronger bridge is two blocks. Okay. And have your two blocks handy. You're going to bend your knees, lift your hips, and put one block under your hips flat. Yeah. And take the blanket out from under your head. And be there for a few breaths. And if you need softness under your head, you can have just one little fold of the blanket under your head, or if your hair is being pulled or whatever, that's fine. You just don't want to push your chin up into your chest. You want to be more neutral there. I like it parallel so that more of my buttocks is on it. Sometimes we do it perpendicular. You can see what works best for you, but I'm going to suggest parallel. So turn it the other way because that's in your lower back. Then perpendicular. To what? I don't know, your spine? It's perpendicular to your spine. Yes, that's better. Yeah, so you don't want it in your lower back. You want it in your sacrum, okay? So down towards your tail, maybe a teeny bit. Now, walk your feet a little more close to your buttocks. Bend your elbows like so. Dig your elbows down. Lift your chest and roll your upper arm bones under. So let that reverse C come in your armpit chest. Let your abdomen hollow and spread. Relax your arms down to your side. Let your palms turn up, because if you turn your palms in, that encourages internal rotation and collapse. You want external rotation and open chest. Yeah. Yeah. Good. And then relax your effort, maintain the alignment, breathe, and see how much do you need to actually do here? Not much. When you feel ready, you push into your feet, engage your butt and legs, lift your hips. And you can adjust a couple of times. You can engage your backs of your thighs and buttocks and lift and lower, and then lift and flip the block up to its long skinny edge. Flip the block up to its long skinny edge and slowly lower your sacrum onto that. Turn it the other way, Ken. Yeah. That's it. Yeah, so lift it up a notch now, Lena. So it's on its long skinny edge. That's the flat edge. Can you lift it up to its long skinny edge, Lena? The block? Look here. Look at me. Can you see the screen? You're like this. See if you can go like this. So you're going to be on this. Yes, there you go. Move it a little towards the tail. That's it. Yeah. Roll your shoulders under. Let your chest lift, Lena. Yes. Move it more towards your tailbone. It's too much in your lower back. The block should be down towards your tailbone more. Move it. Yes. Yes. A little better. I think you could go even lower towards your tailbone with the block, Lena. Yes. So it's not in your lower back at all. It's not in your, yeah, okay, good. Now, those of you who are ready and would like to, you can go up another height. So you can either have two blocks stacked, one on top of the other, which is lower, or you can go higher with your two blocks stacked at their high height side by side like that. So you can see what works for you. You could just use one block like that. That's also, it's just a little less stable. But is that okay for you?
Yeah.
Okay. And you can just stay there if you want. That's fine. So lift your hips a lot. Walk your feet more back towards your buttocks. Now lift your hips any amount. And yeah, higher. Okay. Now try that. Yeah, a little more stable. Yeah. And every time you go high, your shoulders come closer to the blocks. So you have more of a lift of your chest. Yeah. And don't harden, just hollow and relax. So this is nice after all that hip work to open the front, right? Now, you take your time. If you're happy there, you can stay longer. If you're ready to come down, you engage your butt and legs. Remember, you can do this a few times. Susan, bring your heels a little back if you can. So now your heels are more under your knees. And then you push down into your heels, engage your butt and the backs of the thighs, lift up and down a few times. And then you would, when you're ready, try to lift up without lifting your heels, Susan. Yeah, trust yourself. There you go. And then lower down. So then you can go back to the long skinny edge. Second thing. And then if you want to explore extending your legs one by one from this height, you can do that. Or you can go to the flat part and do that. So you can see that might be too high for you. Don't do that. Go to the flat. And when you do that, maybe take it more towards your tailbone if you're on the flat. There you go. A little, not too much. You got to have some grip. So just one. Be there and observe that one. Then bend that one and do the other leg, you know? Yeah. Yeah. If you're ready to go both legs, you can do that. Yeah. Yeah. Then if you want, you can bend your knees, lower that to flat and do it with it more towards your tailbone this time. And do one leg at a time. Just extend one leg and assess. Yeah, just one leg. And then if you wanted, you could have the other leg knee to chest. And then you could take that leg straight up. No, 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 just one leg. Yep. Now take that leg straight up and the other leg. Yeah. So that's like more of like a back bend thing, right? And you're doing point this foot, don't flex, do not flex. Yeah, do not point, just relax. Yeah. So this is going this way, and this is going that way. Yeah. And then you bend. Take the knee to chest as you do this, right? And then you change legs. So you can explore that, right? It shouldn't cause pain to bring relief. Yes, Margie. Yes. Of course, you can do that on the higher heights too, right? If you wanted to. Yeah. Kind of fun. Okay. And then when you're done with all that, just remove the block, slowly lower down and take a couple of breaths. Then after a couple of breaths, if you want, you can take your knees to chest if you like, roll a little side to side or around in circles, whatever feels good to you. Do it slow and easy so you can feel what's right for you. And then you can take Shavasana with your legs straight, or you can take your legs up the wall, whichever you prefer for our final relaxation. Yeah, so we won't do the other bridge. Or if you want, you can do a supported bridge, low supported bridge with your legs straight. I know you like that, Susan. So whatever you prefer. Yeah. So I'll encourage you to lift your head and move down, just for that softness and encouragement to take your chin that way instead of the other way. Okay, Ken? Oh, you did it. Okay, good. You okay? And just as you're here, allow yourself to release. And if you find you do want some support, have you just take a little softness there. Take your arms more out to the side a little. Yeah, push that away. Yes. Yeah. There you go. There you go. And then move your right leg a little to the side.
Which way?
To the right.
That's not different.
Yeah. Now, roll both legs in towards each other. Bring your legs all the way together and push through your heels. Now you're if you look, take a look at your legs. Yeah, now lay back down now that you know where you're at. Okay. Now flex your feet, push out through your heels strongly, and then slowly release and let your legs come out to the side. Let your feet pull out. Yeah, now you can separate your legs a little. Not too much. There, now stay there. Push, flex, roll your toes up to the ceiling. Push your heels out, flex your feet strongly. Pull your feet back and push your heels forward and firm your leg. Now slowly release out to the sides from here. You can push out to your heels again a little, and then relax your toes and feet and let your feet fall out to the side. Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah. So, yeah, because that left ankle and foot's a little, it's a little torqued, the ankle,
Yeah,
because of the cramp. Yeah. 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 So that's just to get you more even. So now you're much more even, so you can kind of explore that. You can explore that, right? Yes. And find the right amount of effort in easing that as well. Yeah. Oh, Margie's got to go too. Okay. Okay. I'll take your props for you. You can just take your. Is that a good sign? Even? But it sounded good. I like those sounds. So we'll rest for another 2 minutes here. Margie, I'll get those. You can just leave them. Thank you. See you later. And take a little deeper breath. Begin to awaken your body and take your time to bend your limbs and rest on your side for a couple of breaths. No rush. And then when you're ready to come up to sitting, you can make your way up to sitting. If you are on Zoom and want to stay resting, you can stay resting. And just take a moment to sit well and observe your seat and see if your seat is how your seat is. Take care that your legs are crossed at the center of your shins and that so you're working your feet here further apart, not closer together. Yeah, and then turn the soles of the feet up towards the bottoms of yeah, and then let your knees rest on your ankles and feet. So don't tuck your feet back towards your buttocks. Yeah, but move the feet more forward, and then just you don't need to be all the way, but you're just letting your legs and lower legs and feet turn out a little bit, and then resting your knees on your yeah, like that. Exactly. Yeah. And take care with that because it doesn't happen without our paying attention to it, right? And then everything's a little bit mushed up. Yeah. And then take your palms together in prayer and press your hands to sternum. And let's chant one Om and 3 Shanti to close. Take a deep breath. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. Tat Sat. Go ahead and bow your head to your heart and release your hands to your thighs. Lift your heart, roll your upper arm bones back, draw your waist back, tail forward. Soften the throat, soften the eyes. Keep the head cool as you raise the head up, ears over the shoulders. Take the gaze to the back of the head and drop down into the heart and then down into the seat. Stay rooted in your seat and open your heart as if it was a huge diamond, shining brilliantly, reflecting everything in all directions. And then keeping your head cool and peaceful, and your eyes soft and your gaze broad. Allow your eyelids to gently float open. Namaste. Thank you. Enjoy the day. Enjoy the spring weather and then the coming of the thunderstorm.